All right, happy Monday, everybody. First off, Lee, I gotta say, as we kick this campaign kickoff call off, we missed you last week, dude. I'm telling you, between having to do the color commentary and answer questions, it was a little bit of a challenging week, but we had some fun.
I
And Lee, looks
appreciate
like
it.
looks like we have, I mean, we had 550 plus people registered for today's session, which is just super impressive because we've got now this is I think probably our 12th or 13th campaign kickoff call we've done. But every week I'm seeing a lot of repeat people show up to these calls. So actually in the chat right now, let me know if this is your first campaign kickoff call or if you are a longtime listener of the new Listing Leads campaign kickoff call. Please let us know in the chat right now. Lee, welcome back. Good to
Thank you.
see you, my friend.
Thank you.
Uh,
Good to be back.
could you please give everybody a quick overview of what we do on these campaign kickoff calls? Because they're high energy, fast paced calls, but I want to make sure we set the stage properly.
Yeah, at the highest level, the goal is to sit with people and start to execute the week's content. Because at Listing Leads, we provide daily content to predominantly nurture your database, also to generate some leads on the social piece. But we
Hmm.
love running down the plan for the week and the thought behind it and the strategy behind it. We have a lot of smart people. Number one, the goal is just to launch the content as it is. But we also have a lot of smart people that do some creative, cool things. So if you've never done it, do it verbatim. If you're a veteran, work with us. We'll teach you the strategy and you can rock it out.
It's funny. I think I was just literally on a podcast because we do a new podcast called Growth Mode Podcast. Myself, Tom Ferry, Jason Pantana, and Thomas asked me at the end of the podcast. This won't go live in a couple of weeks. He says, "What's your advice for agents going into 2026?" And my immediate off the cuff reaction was, "Your business will only ever be as big as your audience." And so one of the things we have to think about as marketers is this idea that we got to be growing our audience. And what does that mean? That doesn't mean just having a big database of a couple hundred people, a couple thousand people. No, it's more like, are you getting people engaged? Are you growing your following and then keeping them engaged? Are you growing your email list and keeping them engaged? Are you nurturing your farm and then keeping them engaged? And so much of that is powered by what we share, what we post, what we promote every single week. And so there are only three things you got to remember on this podcast campaign kickoff, which is number one, the agent who has the most conversations wins. And so much of what we do at Listing Leads is getting you in motion to have more and more conversations. Number two is the way to have more conversations is through better marketing, better scripts, better templates, better postcards, better emails. Number three, the way to get better at marketing and really the way to get results is through consistency. We don't have a monthly plan or a bi-weekly plan. We have a weekly plan, which is really it consists of daily actions. And that's the thing about marketing I've learned in my 15 plus year career in real estate. So just our ability to kind of get one foot in front of the other, especially when we're busy, especially when we're tired, especially when we have a lot of things going on, just getting out there doing it anyways. So Lee, let me actually, and thank you, April, for the love on the Growth Mode podcast. We got actually a couple really good shows in the queue for you guys coming up in a couple weeks here.
We dropped the link too. You should subscribe to it. You can hit the button on YouTube, subscribe, get notified of new episodes.
Love it, love it. So, all right, but that's what I give to the public. This is what I give to all of our clients here at Listing Leads. Let me jump into the weekly plan. So, high level, and if you, by the way, if you're not part of Listing Leads and you just happen to be on today's call, because sometimes we have some stragglers coming in, Lee will get you a link to a free trial where you'll be able to actually test drive using our platform and joining our amazing community. So. This week, like every week, starts off with the deal of the week. Now, for those of you who don't know, the deal of the week is just a very simple conversation starter campaign that you send on every Monday out to your database. And the goal of Deal of the Week is simply to get people to opt in, get them to engage, get them to reply to an email. So you have some potential opportunities come later in the week. And so we actually have, I'll pull this up so I can see this because I actually love this campaign. The Deal of the Week consists of two campaigns. It consists of an email and it consists of a social media post. And so for today, this is a fantastic example of a Canva template we created for you. I mean, it's so, so good, which is it's a screenshot of the homes on Zillow, I mean, on the views on Zillow and saves. And it says this is a good deal in blank, and it kind of outlines the feature. And then you have a place where they can get the link to the deal. Now, I would actually make one small change to this because I wanted you to have more conversations. So, what I would do with this one here is I would actually have a poll question, which is, do you want me to get you the details? Yes, absolutely. So just for my teams listening right now, I just want to make one quick call out here. I want that to be a poll, not a link. Now, real quick, if you're not familiar with Deal of the Week, for all of our US Listing Lead members, we have a free tool. And if you go to automate.listingleads.com/deal, if I come in here and I just type in, let's say Auburn, New Hampshire, I can type today. There we go. I'll do
A
Goffstown.
lot of pressure.
Thanks, Lee. Manchester. And I'll come in here and I'll just like, let's find the best home for sale in that particular area. Well, the AI will analyze the best deals on Zillow. It will analyze the ones that have the most views and the most saves, and it will then create a list of potential deals that I could feature. Now, the reason while this is doing its magic, I'm using this tool if I'm not part of AI mode to effectively come up with a campaign for this week. So this particular property, I mean, this has $349,000 price point. It's in Goffstown. It's got 153 saves. Lee, that's an 8.3% save rate.
That's crazy.
Crazy high.
That house is popular.
And the thing is, when I look at the house, like my instant reaction is it looks like you're driving into the backyard of the house, but like it's not. The point is like it's your opinion of a deal is not as important as the opinion of the masses.
Well, and
And
Jimmy, let's be clear, we're not sending the deal. I know you're headed there. We're not
sure.
sending the property. I know I'm a broken record on that, but the point of this is that the deal is the carrot. We're not sending them the listing.
That's right. So if you click on the auto write this email feature, and again, there's a few more that you can choose from if you want to that have a really high save rate as well. But if you auto write the email, then there you go. You got kind of the bullet points. So I'm taking those bullet points here, Lee, and I'm jumping over to this template, and I'm using the bullet points I have in the email. I'm using that in the template. Now, again, you could do this manually if you want. If you're Canadian, you're gonna obviously have to do this manual. But if you're in the U.S., we have this free tool that you can use. It's insanely simple. So, deal of the week is all about posting on social media and sending out the email. Now, email number one is in the queue. It's out the door. You're good to go. Now we're going into Tuesday. Now I'm going to pull this up so you can see this. So this is actually based on a recent podcast or a recent Instagram live I did with David Chilters from Keeping Current Matters. And the goal here, remember, the goal here at the beginning of the week is we're trying to engage our database. We're trying to get people to raise their hand. Trying to get people to open up our emails. If I scroll down here for this campaign, this is a long form email. Subject line is just very simple, up 56%. Selling is getting harder, but there is a solution. Up 56%. I came across a stat this week that made me instantly want me to share it with you. The number of homeowners who listed their home and then took it off the market is up 50%, 56% year over year. That tells me that a lot of people are feeling uncertain, and I get it. Deciding on whether to sell your home is a big decision, especially in a shifting market. If I were in your shoes, here's what I would do. A, review what's happening in the market. B, tighten up things that matter. C, keep a close eye on mortgage rates. As always, my goal here is to make sure you have the best information possible to make a confident decision when you're thinking about selling now and later. If you ever want to take a closer look on how today's market is impacting your home value, I'm here to help. And so, Lee, I would categorize this particular email as a value-based email. And there's an important distinction here, which is a direct response email is more or less name your price. Hey, if you got a great offer in your home, would you sell? Click here, do this, follow me, subscribe here. That's direct response. And the other side of the sort of spectrum is a value add email. A value add email is a little bit of a slow game. We're trying to listen, we can't just say every week, buy now, sell now, buy now, sell now. We would just kind of exhaust our database. So, what we're doing with this campaign is we're saying, listen, we're trying to plant seeds that we're in it for the long haul. And so on Monday, you're doing the Instagram story plus the deal of the week email. I'll pull up an example so you can see this. Like this is what your Monday looks like. Post a story, share it on your database. On Tuesday, You're sending out the second email. Now, up until this point, all I've been trying to do is get people to engage with me. That's it. Just trying to get people to engage with me at a high level. That's through the deal of the week, that's through social media, that's through email marketing. On Wednesday, and this is really Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and beyond. On Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and beyond, I'm trying to convert all that engagement into appointments. And so the logic that we follow at listing leads, and I want everyone to kind of visually look at me right now. The logic we follow at listing leads is this. Every week, we start with engagement. We try to engage your database, something of value, something that's interesting, something that's unique. Phase two is we try to convert the people who are engaged. So this is the text of the week, the sales script of the week. Like, hey, here's based on what we just sent, here's what we can text people to start getting people to book appointments. At the end of the week, we're trying to grow your database. That's more subscribers, more followers, bigger email list. And so that order of operation is we sort of like the way that we like to think about it is lead with revenue. So Lee, let me just jump back here real quick into the text of the week. So you send out the deal of the week email on Monday. You post on social media. You send out the email of the week on Tuesday. Now we're on to our sales script of the week. And I'm going to pull this up right now so people
We're
can see
narrowing the
exactly.
funnel, right? If we want to stick with the funnel analogy, we're getting down.
Hold on. I'm like, Lee was doing a visual here where that's exactly what we're narrowing the funnel down here. So on that note, let me go ahead and share my screen. So what I want you to do is, so this is an example of a text that we created and it opens up with, hey, Lee, it's Jimmy. A few people replied to my last email, so I wanted to text you directly. This is the straightforward, what is the reason I'm reaching out right now? It feels like a lot of homeowners are in the wait and see mode right now. Would it be helpful if I shared what I'm actually seeing sell right now? And this is a pure play conversation starter. Now you'll notice the way in which we create sales scripts at listing leads is it's intentionally conversational, it's intentionally short code, it's intentionally designed so it doesn't feel like someone actually is sending you a predefined sales script. So what you'll almost never see with a listing leads sales script is going to be something that's like a pleasantry. Hey Lee, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Or hey Lee, just checking in with you. Hey Lee, just following up with you. We try to write in a way that we actually communicate via text message, so it has the feeling and the perception of actually being something that like you're just setting off the cuff, even though you're trained on it. We want to kind of give that feeling and that perception.
Well, for better
So
or worse, Jimmy, now we have to prove that we're not AI sometimes. So I think an extra happy Monday, good morning really goes a long way.
for sure. And I think what you're looking at right now, I'll come back to the script here for a second. What you're looking at right now with this script is we sent out the email of the week. We sent out the deal of the week. We now have like in the chat right now, let me know how many people do you currently have? How many people do you currently have in your database? Just drop in the chat right now. 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, because I want to do some math for you right now, which is right now, if you've got 1,000 people, like Laura's got 1,000 people in her database, she sends out the email of the week. She sends out the deal of the week. She now has engaged anywhere between 150 to 250 people. Okay. If she follows through and sends to the 200 people who opened up the email on Monday or Tuesday, sends out 200 messages, well, she can do that over 3 to 4 days, which is, give or take about 50 texts per day. I'm telling you right now, Lori is going to book 3 to 5 appointments from doing that. Okay. I mean, this is the part that I cannot emphasize enough. Send the emails to engage a database and then follow up with a sales script to convert. And on a podcast recently, they were talking about Zillow's recent lawsuit they have right now, where they were caught or they're allegedly steering people towards certain mortgage products. And the host asked me, like, what's your opinion about all these things that are happening with Zillow? I said, it just pays to own the relationship you have with your customer. And I think my advice for you as sort of your chief marketing strategist for your business, my advice is like the agent who's closest to the customer wins. So what we want to do is we want to stop having to rely on these third-party services to fuel our business. I want you sending emails that you can control, sending texts that you can control to get people to raise their hand. And that's how you're going to get 3 to 5 additional appointments per week by just basically doing the basics really, really well. So Lee, let's keep building on this idea. Um, the next campaign we have is on social. You know this because I say every single week at Listing Leads, I am on a one-man mission, and I know you've joined me in this pursuit, which is getting people to basically do the magic buyer campaigns. So I think I saw Nick Shoemaker on today's call, Nashville Nick, who's chatting with us right
Yes, he's
now.
on.
Like Nashville Nick could just talk to you. And by the way, oh, there's Tiffany Vasquez. There you go. Like these are the two queens of magic buyer letters. And Tiffany has a great guide on this too. I meant this in last week's call. Uh, Magic buyer letters are inarguably one of the lowest cost, fastest ways to get now business. And so one of the things that we recommend this week is not only doing the magic buyer letters, but also doing kind of this what we refer to as a roll up. And this is a very simple, like, hey, I here's the buyers I'm working with. And this is what they're looking for. It's a kind of if you have 3 or 4 or 5 buyers, you can just do a social media post. And by the way, if I want to push a little bit further, if you guys are following me right now on Instagram, and Lee can drop a link to my handle, like you'll notice. Nick says Tiffany is the queen. I'm her handmaid. I love that. So if you notice, like I'm a lot more active on social media right now. Like I went through a period where we were building Beacon and building that business, and we launched AI mode. I was in like what you call CEO mode. But now I'm kind of back to where these businesses have launched. They're doing incredibly well. We're growing them. And now I'm back to like getting out there and having fun on social media. And so what's interesting is if I had a magic buyer letter post, like I'll share that one up with you again, Lee, something like this, you could do an Instagram story like we have here. But what I would also do, Lee, is I'd get my phone out and I'd be like, hey, everybody, I know you're probably not expecting this right now, but I wanted to post this on social media because I promised my buyers I would do everything possible to help them find a house they can buy or lease before the end of the year. Here's the rundown of who I'm currently working with. This couple who's looking for this area at this price point. Here's their needs. Here's their timeline. Here's their flexibility. And I would just go down the list, right? And if you know anybody, be sure to share this video with them. Like I said, I promised my clients I'd help them do anything possible to find a home or at least before the end of the year. I appreciate all of you. Thanks so much. Like rough and raw, rough and raw. That is the effective strategy where I am demonstrating to the world that I'm trying to help my clients. And so what I would say is when you look at the plan this week, everyone here should be familiar with. If you're not, you can check it out. It's in Listing Leads. The plan this week is saying, hey, on Thursday, yeah, if you get a magic buyer letter, send it. But also, you can post this Instagram story and post. But then also, I want you to push a little bit further and say, get in front of the camera, quick, kind of hold your camera up. Maybe have a map behind you. You can point to it, or on your computer, you can kind of circle and say, hey, like my buyer's in this area. And the CTA is not the CTA Lee. It's not uh, hey, if you own a house and you want to basically sell, comment
Right.
below. This is the key. This is the key. Super important pro tip is if you're watching this video and you know of someone who might be thinking about making a move, please share this with them. And the beauty of that is that Instagram rewards you with more exposure when you get more shares. So when I look at my Instagram analytics, like I was just looking at this morning, so this past month, in the last 30 days, I've reached 300,000 people on Instagram. It's about 65,000 agents. And the post that did the best, which now has, I want to say 65,000 views, was a post designed to create more shares. And so my advice when it comes to doing like an Instagram like magic buyer letter campaign is do the letter like Tiffany and her handmaiden Nashville Nick, and also post to social media and also do the video. Like just go all the way with it. And that's about just getting your name and your face in front of more and more people. Now, in addition to that, let me know in the chat is growing your business on in social media and YouTube, is that an important part of your strategy going into 2026? Like you're like, is that something you're trying to get better at? Like, let me know in the chat right now. Yes, Scott's saying it has to be. I tend to agree with you, Scott, at this stage. Yep. I mean, let me just say, uh, I'll just say one quick thing on this, Lee, which is social media and video marketing has been a massive, massive driver of growth for all of the businesses I've been involved in. But I've also noticed something that's been really important because, like, I go back to my career, Lee. Like when Chris Smith and I did the water cooler, that drove millions of dollars of revenue for us in our business. And that was a podcast on like Google Meet before it was Google Meet. I think it's called Google Hangouts back then.
Yeah.
Um, I think about what Tom Ferry and I have been able to accomplish together as partners in our businesses. And so much of that's been driven through, yes, live events, getting on a plane and eating lots of Cobb salads and sitting at like, staying in lots of Marriotts. But like so much of it has been social media. So social media is one of the easiest and fastest and best ways to get customers. But the problem is that it's overwhelming on knowing where to start. And so what I would say is, uh, and by the way, Nikki, the chat, hey Nikki, good to see you in the call. I think one of the things I want to caution you against is AI is such a fantastic. I mean, we are so bullish on AI to help your business and automate things you can automate. I want to be careful though as it relates to AI when it comes to social media specifically, because we're seeing this massive trend where people are producing a lot more content with no regard or respect to the quality of the content. And that's where I think AI is going to continue to be problems, meaning you can't build an end-to-end workflow to basically post for you content every day and grow a following. It doesn't really work that way. So I would still like social media still very much is like AI should facilitate, AI can help research, AI can help create scripts. I'm not a huge fan. I'm not saying I'm against it. I think it has its place, but like these your AI avatars creating content for you, I'm not a huge fan of that. Um, like when I see it, I know it, and I'm like, I'm not that interested in it. I think it's kind of you're going to see a little bit more of that. Like it's a little bit like the emperor has no clothes. You sort of see behind the curtain. You're like, oh, okay, I know this is just not like it's cool the first time, but you're like, I know that's not a real human being. So again, I think I'm a fan of it to help facilitate, but ultimately we want to get you in a position when you're out there. So on that note, Lee, every single week we share something to help you grow your social media following. So I was on a podcast which drops tomorrow with Ken Posick. So Ken Posick is I think he's inarguably the number one YouTuber in real estate who isn't or doesn't have a celebrity show on Netflix. Okay. I mean, he has built his brand on the back of using YouTube to grow. I think he has got 63,000 followers, subscribers now. I think he's going to do this year, and maybe I'm going to misquote here, but around $600 million in transactions. So he's closing on the big B at this point. So I interviewed him last week for you guys, and I said, "Hey Ken, give me the 5 videos that actually make you money. I mean, you produce a lot of content. What makes you money?" And in the podcast, he breaks down the 5 videos that make him money. But the one video he points to that he loves is this video, A versus B. Now, Lee, if I was watching right now, we have an example of like Auburn versus Bedford. Which city's better? And like this is a great example for building a funnel for for high quality, high intent prospects, because people who are looking for content that's not like homes for sale in Auburn, that's like top of funnel. People who are looking Auburn versus Bedford, that's actually more middle of funnel. In fact, I'd even argue more bottom of funnel
Right.
leads. So Ken told me straight up, like this is the best type of content they create is the versus content. And so we have one that we created now. When we create something for you at listing leads, we give you the show flow, we give you a Canva template you can use, we give you a description that you can use, we give you everything you need to basically record and post and publish this video. So if you even pull up the show flow, I'll just download it so you can see it. We actually include like a full breakdown. Let me grab it for you can see this so you can see this, guys. Like we give you a full breakdown of what to do here. And can you guys all see my screen right now? I just want to make sure because I'm sharing on
Yeah,
a
you're good.
PDF. Thanks, Lee. Like this is like what happens when so you can throw Lee, you can throw this into a teleprompter app. I'm like so I got like right in
Right.
front of me. This is me looking at a teleprompter. This is me looking at my computer. All right. So you can take what you have right now, I'll put in teleprompter. I can throw this into a teleprompter and I can be like, what happens when two of the New Hampshire's most desirable communities go head to head? Today we're comparing Auburn to Bedford, New Hampshire, two standout markets in southern New Hampshire where buyers are moving, where sellers have the most leverage, and which one might be better move for you in 2025. I mean, like you can read the script. You can obviously personalize it, read the script, and then just like add the visuals, have your video editor do it after the fact. So like, by the
And
way,
you can, I assume people know this, but I feel like it bears saying there's a free version of the teleprompter app that does
yeah.
exactly the same thing. You can hold your phone, shoot a vertical or horizontal video with the teleprompter, and it's totally free.
Yeah, it's a great call out. You don't need a fancy setup. You don't need a fancy camera. You know, you probably do want to have good audio, but you can get a good USB mic, not that expensive. Uh, you know, just kind of getting yourself into rhythm. I wish we had the videos of my first YouTube videos online. I'm actually glad we don't because they're so humiliating and embarrassing. But, but but like just you got to get your reps in there as a point, right? Like I said earlier, three things here to remember. Number one, agent who has the most conversations wins. Number two, the way to have more conversations is through better marketing. And number three, the only way to get better at marketing is through consistency. So Lee, let me come back to the plan here for a second. Uh, so we have, let me recap here. Today, deal of the week, send the email, post on social. Tomorrow, email of the week, get it out the door, copy, paste, send. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? Text 20, 30 people who opened up that email on Monday or Tuesday, the sales script of the week. Thursday, post it on social media. Put together your list of buyers who are qualified, motivated, post on social media, use the template we give you. If you want bonus points, shoot a video like I gave you. Hey, just hold up the camera, talk through it. And then Friday, build your audience. Get in front of the camera, do the YouTube video, have your admin, have your EA, or use AI to do the research you need, and then get that thing posted. Now, Lee, I want to do a quick bonus because we covered this on Thursday on social media. I just want to share this real quick. So, uh, we are about to have we are about to have a a $2 billion jump ball come January 1st. And to give you some perspective on this, like the number of expired listings between the end of the year and the first of the year is the highest it's ever going to be. It's incredible, right? One of the very first expired blueprints we did was 12 months ago. And like in the chat right now, let me know, have you gotten business from expired leads this year? Like, let me know in the chat right now. Have you used our expired blueprint to get some customers? I mean, look at the yeses coming in. So, like, I call it the expired Super Bowl, which is like we're now at the point where there's going to be so many people who are now like, hey, I'm gonna take my house off the market until the spring. Hey, I'm gonna take my house off the market for a while. I cannot tell you. I've got people who have we have worked with who have gone from doing zero expire to now doing 5 to 10 per year. At their price point, that's adding 100,000 plus GCI just to the bottom line. So I mean, it is as Nick is saying, it is a game changer. The reason I love expired is because you like expired allows you to operate on a separate track. So you have like your weekly plan, which is something you send out on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday, and Friday. And then simultaneously, you have your expired plan, which is every time there's a new expired, you're sending out a letter or a postcard and you're making a phone call. And it's such a powerful way to kind of have this always on marketing strategy. Now, Lee, we put together a postcard. I'll drop it right now.
Yeah, perfect. I'll drop the link to that too.
So we just did this one. This is an expired case study campaign that we just did. I cannot wait for you guys to send this one out. So, Bob Milloway, one of my early clients at Curator 12 years ago, who used to do expired marketing. He said, Jimmy, uh, what he did is he annotates like an MLS sheet and says like, hey, this is what I would have done differently. Now, I think he got fined for doing it because he didn't hide the agent information. So so what we're doing is we're saying, hey, redact the information about a home. And then on the left side, kind of point out all the things that you think the agent should have done to sell the house. Now, we got a bunch here you can use that are probably all going to be relevant. I mean, you're probably not going to have to change much of this. And the back of the postcard, we're going to include an expired case study. So for anybody on today's call who's gotten an expired listing, took it and sold it, this is the perfect postcard to mail to your farm before the end of the year. Hey, Tiffany, I removed the seller details to protect your privacy, but here's what actually happened. It sat in the market for 93 days. It got two showings and had only a few hundred views on Zillow. By comparison, a similar home I sold nearby had eight showings, 1,230 views in 46 days. Same market, same price range, different results. The difference, the details. If you're thinking about selling your house and you aren't sure who to hire, consider this my application. I love the chance to show you how I can help you achieve the results you're looking for. Here's my cell. And so this is an example of a postcard I would send not just to expired leads, Lee. I'm sending this to everybody in my farm.
Right. It's a great direct mail piece, whatever it is, a radius of the place you just sold, a farm, past clients from 5 years ago. I mean, it's beautiful. I love how I was about to jump in on that. I love how this obviously fits into the strategy of the week as well. This whole idea of uncertainty
Mm-hmm.
and this concept of like, hey, stuff is changing. Let me help you.
That's exactly right. And I think someone said like Mia was asking like why would they get fined? Because they were like disparaging another agent is the point. So in this one you could see here like they were the reason I think they would get fined is you can't disparage another agent. So in this case, like by redacting the information, you can't be someone can't accuse you from disparaging them is the point. So there are some
Plus,
rules.
I think that image is incredibly familiar to people in a really
Yeah.
good way. And to see that website-like image on Instagram or on any social, I think is really powerful. It's a recognized, it's familiar.
Oh, Trish brings up such a great point. Trish, like Scott in our mastermind group, who I think has sold 18 FISBOs this year, something crazy like that. Exactly. Like this would 100% work for FISBOs, probably even better because I guarantee you FISBOs had like three photos, right? And they probably like have no floor plan and no video tour. So totally, totally great call. And Jill's absolutely right. It's show the work, show the sweat involved here. So I just want to give you a bonus campaign. So on that note, here's the deal. Like we are now entering into the holiday season. You know how I know this, Lee, because on October 31st was my entire house had skeletons, it had pumpkins, it had like scary witches. And on November 1st, all I've been hearing on the Alexa every morning has been Christmas music at this point. My wife just is skipping Thanksgiving for the record.
People are
It's
ready for the
I mean,
skeleton.
so people are in full blown like holiday mode right now. So like, and I get it. Like we're business owners, we're running at 120 miles an hour every day, every week. This is an opportunity where I just want you to be really smart. Like just prioritizing customer acquisition, prioritizing marketing, prioritizing sales is how you make sure that A, you end the year strong, and then B, you start the year off with an incredibly healthy pipeline. Like I don't want you building your spring pipeline in mid-January. I don't, Lee. I really
Yeah.
don't. I mean, if you wait
These
to,
are February sales. This is February and March we're talking about for closings right now.
I mean, and you're exactly right, Lee. It's like, and I want you leading with revenue. So send the email, send the postcards, post on social media, do the video. Like, just start to give yourself permission to spend 3 to 5 hours per week on marketing. Like, don't let other things get in the way of building up your pipeline. I talk about this all the time, but when I would do a live event, I'd ask the audience a very simple question. I said, listen, if you got nobody in your pipeline right now, you got no prospects, you got no appointments, what's the first thing that you would do? And most of the audience is like panic. I said, okay, after that. And they'd go, well, I would start prospecting. I'd start cold calling. I'd start door knocking. I'd start doing open houses. I said, great. Okay. And then what happens? They go, oh, I would get some customers. Okay. Now let's imagine your pipeline's full. What's the first thing you stop doing? And everyone's like, yeah, I stopped marketing. I stopped prospecting. During the holiday season, this is when you typically naturally slow down a little bit. That's okay. Just make sure you're prioritizing marketing and sales so you can start off the new year with an absolute bang. So, Lee, on that note, um, real quick in the chat, because we have 184 people, on today's call. We had over 500 people register for today's campaign kickoff call. And by the way, if you guys love doing these calls, please let us know in the chat because I know we host them every single week and we want to be super consistent with you. So please let us know if you like the breakdown that we're giving you in the chat, please. Uh, for those of you who need help, who just want us to do some of this for you, we rolled out AI mode to support that. And so Lee will get you more details on this, but we now have a couple hundred people who are using AI mode right now. We are so committed at Listing Leads to getting you like helping like automate and AIify like the parts of the plan that we can do for you, which again is a good chunk of it to be clear. So in the chat, let us know, and I love it by the way. Thanks, Jacob. Thank you, Nick. If you need help getting this done, and you're like, hey, Jimmy and Lee, we love the plan, but can you send the emails for us? Just type in the chat right now, help. And what we'll do is we'll get our team to reach out to you and get you set up and onboarded and try this product. I mean, it is a mind-blowingly simple product to set up. And once you're done, you're good. So just drop in the chat right now. If you want us to send your emails for you, just type help in the chat. Our team will reach out to you after today's call. We will get you dialed in on this. And again, we give everyone a 30-day free trial on AI mode so you can experience the value of it and help you save time. Lee, was there any questions that came in that are worth diving into, my friend?
Yeah, there's one I want to tackle real quick, which is a great question. I tried to get a quick chat GPT answer, but I just love your thoughts on it. Mike asked about actual video content. I
Yep.
mentioned that videos with less editing and no B-roll, meaning stock footage-ish,
Mhm.
um, are performing better as, we're looking at AI videos and all that.
Well, I'll tell you this. I was on YouTube recently on Shorts, and they had a disclaimer on there, which is like this video is highly edited and likely created by AI. And it didn't have the Sora logo on it. It was just like, it was like, so I think what's happening right now is these algorithms are understanding that like they're getting pretty good at detecting when something is AI. They initially didn't think they could do it. Now it appears they actually have, like, at least there's like a canary in the coal mine here. They can kind of tell if there's a problem. Here's what I'd say about content. I'm actually, I'm like a fanatic about this. There's this dude who I follow on Instagram. His name is Caleb, and I'm gonna get his handle right now for you if my Wi-Fi is working. If it's not working, I'll find it afterwards for you. But he had a great line on this. He's like, part of what you want to do is not try to over engineer the algorithm. He says, by producing lots of content, just pay attention to what's actually working. And so what I think the better strategy is not to try to figure out like, oh, what like don't become a slave to the algorithm. Rather, become someone who's really in touch with their audience. So what's required to do that is if you're producing a lot more content, you start to see things that are you got winners and you got losers. You got things that are outliers and things that are let's say not performing well. And if you're paying attention to that, that's the market telling you they want more of that stuff. And by the way, if you want a cheat code for this, I mean like an absolute cheat code for this, go to our viral leaderboard. Like we do this for you, by the way. Part of being a listing leads, like we do this for you. Like these are all the campaigns that actually have gone viral. 6,000 likes, 14,000 likes, 1,700 likes, 20. I mean, we have creators from every different market across the US and Canada, and some even internationally. Like Tanya thinks I think she's in England and the UK. Uh, we're just identifying what's actually doing insanely well that you can copy and you can duplicate yourself. So like if you go to our best YouTube videos, Lee, here's all your outliers. I mean, this is all the research. So if you don't have a ton of content right now, so you don't know what's working, go to Listing Leads, check out the viral leaderboard. Go to Listing Leads, check out the best YouTube videos. Look at the outliers and just do more of that. Like
Yeah,
that's a great way. That's a really fast and easy way to have an on ramp into this, Lee.
absolutely. Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that. And I think, just like all of social media, there's no value in comparing yourself necessarily to someone else. It's great to grab inspiration,
Yeah.
but relative to yourself is what the improvement you should be looking at, right? Let me get 10 views this week, 30 views the following week, and 100 views. and then you're creating a platform.
I was at a live mastermind Lee 2 weeks ago in downtown Boston, and in there was a guy in the room named Sam RP, and Sam and I become friends. We become online friends. We met in person for the first time. He's a great dude. And Sam was telling me, I looked at Sam's profile, and Sam has generated. He went from doing like $0 in revenue from Instagram to, I think, in the last 18 months, he's probably made over $300,000 in commission from Instagram. And I mean, so he went from zero to 18 months to 300,000, which is incredible. I mean, just incredible feat. And when I looked at his Instagram feed before, and by the way, Sam's in our leaderboard. He's in listing leads. You guys can see his content there. He's part of the community. Before Sam started doing the thing he does today, he tried a bunch of stuff. Like he did talking head videos, he did community spotlights, he did like mortgage news updates. And then he stumbled into like these faceless property tour videos. And it did really well. And then I noticed like a few weeks later, he did another one. It did well. And then I noticed like a few days later, he did another one, did really well. And then all of a sudden, that became his thing. And so, what I can tell you, having now studied over 1,500 of the best creators in real estate, everyone's got a thing. It's property, it's community, it's sold, it's market data, it's community, it's businesses, it's restaurants. Everyone's got a thing that they lean into.
Yeah.
And you kind of only need to have one is the point.
Right. But it takes doing a couple of things to find the thing, I think. Back to another old example, Judy Weiniger in Warren, New Jersey, kind of
Hmm.
stumbled into doing community videos really early and
Yeah.
still is known for that.
That's exactly right, Lee. So on that note, we went a little over on campaign kickoff call. We try to keep these under 30 minutes so we can get you in here, get you inspired, and get you out the door. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us at support@listingleads.com. Also make sure you're in the mastermind group because we're going to be dropping a end of year challenge next week. I cannot wait to share the details with you on that. I mean, it's going to be a mind blowing way for us to kind of get into motion here. We're going to bring in some subject matter experts to join us. We're going to be interviewing some of the top agents in the country. It is going to be a Listing Leads exclusive. And by the way, it's only available to Listing Lead members. We are going to probably do some promo. We're going to let anyone, any of your friends or any of your colleagues that you want to join Listing Leads before the end of the year, we'll invite them in to be part of this. But we are going to do something that we've never done before at Listing Leads, which is get you in motion. So by the end of the year, going into next year, I mean, you are just dialed in. So we got some great new scripts, we get some great new templates, we got some great housekeeping stuff we want to do with you, as well as some amazing social subject matter experts we'll be bringing in. On that note, we love you guys. Keep us posted if you need anything. Be active in the mastermind group. Execute the plan, and then share your wins. You know we love hearing it. Thanks everyone. Have a great Monday.